right? By the way, how much money do you currently have in investments?
2,000 plus.
Okay. So then that's also another option to ask yourself, right? If
If
you
I okay,
understand what you invested in,
let's say like, yeah, 2,000 plus, because my Bitcoin is like, in fact, I started Bitcoin back in Nigeria. I bought Bitcoin. I paid 80 80, let's say less than $100 to start my Bitcoin. That
hmm
Bitcoin right now is like 400 and something dollars in that account, because it goes up and down. You know how that means. Then
do you if okay, so if you don't understand what you're investing into, and be honest here, you can sell those investments and you can use that money to save $1,000 and then easier to buy the car right away. So now you have those things. Does that make sense? Because if you don't understand what
yes,
you're investing into and it just has the money in there and you have a profit, that just means you got lucky. There's a difference.
okay,
All right? Because it just makes sense. If you don't understand it, you'll understand index funds. It's very simple to understand. But if you don't understand what a balance sheet is, what an income statement is, what a cash flow statement is, what intrinsic value is, what a K10 form is, a 10Q form, if you don't understand those things, then you shouldn't be investing. Does that make sense?
yeah, I shouldn't. I don't understand. Like
Yes.
if I don't know about all these things, I
Yeah.
shouldn't do any kind of trading.
No, exactly. Because trading, you know Warren Buffett, the richest guy when it comes to investing?
Yes, I know what about that.
He can look at a company and know exactly what that company is worth per share. Not based on the market price, but based on what that company actually has as far as assets and competition around it. Because as an
Mm-hmm.
investor, you're valuing a company. When you buy something just because it's Bitcoin or just because it's a company you like, you're not buying based on any facts. So you're running this massive risk. Does that make sense?
I follow. No, I when I started trading, I have, I don't know if that's the right thing, but I have like, just like I follow you on YouTube, I have someone in YouTube, Chris Shane, that I follow, that does trading and explains a lot about trading and what to buy and what not to buy and invest. I just felt like if I put my money in my account, so far it's not like I'm losing money, because I have interest in those monies that I've put in my trading accounts. But I'm just feeling that if I put the money, leave it in savings, that money is not going to generate any income
It
back
doesn't
to
have
me.
to generate income because that money's going to be for emergencies and for a purpose. You understand me? Because just when it's generating you income, it's also generating you potential risk of losing everything because you don't really understand it. Because if the only way you can invest is based on somebody else's information, that's not really investing because you don't understand investing. Does that make sense? It's
Yes.
like I can only cook when I watch my mom do it. But if I'm not watching her, I can't cook. Can you really cook? The answer is no. Because you don't know how things actually work. The same thing with investing. I only know about investing because I watched this person. My teaching method, I don't know the guy by the way, no shade here, but my teaching method is to try to teach you how to do things so you know how to do it and you don't need me. My goal is to make sure that by the end of all my conversations, which you don't have enough time here, but that you don't need me ever again. I want to teach you how to do
Okay.
things. I want to teach you how everything works. That's what I do.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So
Thank you very much.
once you're done, for example, with the building the emergency account. By the way, if you sell these investments, that's $2,000. You use, for example, 400 something dollars to pay off all your debts, or like $1,000. You build the emergency account of $1,000. Then you can have to consider like, hey, I'm gonna save money to buy my car. Once you have $2,000 in there, you can say I'm gonna buy this car, I'm gonna sell this car, and so on and so on. Potentially whatever you want to do. Okay.
Mm.
Once you're done with the car situation, because it takes you to work, I understand that. You build a full-blown emergency account, 3 to 6 months worth of money in there. Once you're done with that, you go on to, hey, I'm gonna start investing 10 to 20% of my income into index funds that I actually comprehend, right? That means, for example, into your Roth IRA or with your employer's 401k or 403b plan. Okay, you know what that is?
Yes.
Yeah, you do that. Just 10, 20%. The money has a purpose. The money that's saved up for emergencies, the purpose there is not to make you money, it's to give you security in case anything goes wrong. And then the next step after that is it's the next step is to work towards basically paying off your mortgage. But in this case, you don't feel comfortable because basically your husband doesn't have you on the deed. On the deed, right? So that's the conversation you're gonna have to have. Because
Okay.
once the mortgage is paid off and you have no mortgage, that's your biggest expense. You don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah.
So the goal is while you're paying off the mortgage faster, you're saving up you're investing 10-20% of your money. So that's growing. So by the time you're done with your mortgage, well, you also have a good chunk of money also in your investment account. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Another thing to consider that I did not mention here is using some of your money to just invest into better skills. You know, your husband can make $4,000, but it's because the skill he knows can make him that much money. If you learn about nursing, take a course on that, it takes 2 years, you can potentially be making $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 per month. And then you have a lot more wiggle room.
Bum 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 ba ba da ba da. You've got to stop.